Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Sharice, and this is Spiritual Sense Information for Your Soul. I am here to help you heal from trauma and toxic relationships. Today, I'll be talking about 7 things that you should know about Black men by the time you're 30. Girl, if you're dating in your 30s and you want to be married, you need to know these things. They're going to help you. Number 1, if he wanted to, he would. That's it. No more excuses for men. If you know men, they do what they want to do, okay? And if he wanted to take you out, if he wanted to buy you that thing, if he wanted to improve his behavior, if he wanted to, he would. If he's not doing what he said he's going to do, it's because he doesn't want to. Any explanation that he gives you is only an excuse from the fact that he doesn't want to do it. Because if he wanted to, he would, okay? The second thing on my list that you should know by the time you're 30 is that men put women into categories. And within the first 3 months, I think within the first 3 dates, he already knows if he sees you as his wife or not. He already knows if he sees you as a one-time thing, a fling, if it's gonna probably be a year. He already knows how much he will be likely to invest in terms of time, money, energy. He has already figured it out. This is why it really doesn't matter to men if you have sex with them on the first date. I strongly recommend that you don't do that just for the sanctuary of your own body. But if a man really likes you, right? If he wanted to, he would. It doesn't matter like what you do. If he sees you as his wife, that's the way he's gonna treat you. There's not much you can do to convince him if he's already put you in a category of, a one-time thing or a friend with benefits to be his wife. You can't cook your way to it. You can't sex your way to it. You can't, girlfriend, all the wonderful things your way to it. If he doesn't view you as that, soon after he starts getting to know you, it's unlikely that he will. I know there are exceptions to the rule, right? Everything I'm sharing here has exceptions to the rule. There are men who've been friends. I don't know, if you're a man watching this, you know, like it's unlikely that a man is just friends with a bunch of women. But there are women who've been friends with men, and then after they've had a period of friendship, they turn into lovers and romantic partners and get married and live happily ever after. That is atypical. That is not usually how it's done. Usually, when a man is on a mission to find his wife, he makes that very clear, the type of woman that he's looking for. When he spots her, he beelines. Everyone else that doesn't fit what he's looking for, he does not view as his wife. And I think it would be helpful for you to know that this is the way men view things so that you can ask them the right questions if marriage is also a goal of yours. My number 3 is that he is more insecure than you. He just hides it better. He's human like everybody else. One of the problems with patriarchy, or one of the ways it harms men, is that they also don't have an outlet to share their emotions. And so imagine all the feelings that you experience as a woman, all the support you get from family and friends. So you have the feelings, you get the support, you're able to process it. Men are unlikely to get that. Men are viewed as, the strong ones, the provider, the protector. It is unlikely that they're going to be vulnerable with everyone in their life. They usually only reserve that for the women that they are in partnership with. That leads to insecurity. This is why men are out there killing themselves, working themselves to death, having heart attacks, because all of that insecurity festers in the body. And partly because they do not have an outlet for their emotions. Everyone is insecure about something, but it's important to heal that insecurity by naming it, processing it, and receiving validation from other people that you are awesome, that you don't have to produce a whole bunch of stuff, that you don't have to work yourself to the bone to be seen as valuable or important to another person. I think this is why people talk about the fragile male ego, because some of the simplest things can offend and get a man into his feelings, even if he doesn't show those feelings or express those feelings. It's something internal that is happening. I think it's an important thing to know when you're interacting with a man, because some women have a tendency to view men as superheroes and not as human, and then become surprised in the relationship when he's showing this vulnerable side. He's a human just like you, and maybe you can go watch my other video about how to make a safe space for a man so that that's a conscious decision you're making when you're partnering. Number 4, if he has not figured out his purpose here in life, what is he here for? How is he here to serve other people? He will waste your time. He will waste your time. If you're not interested in a relationship or a serious commitment or marriage, you probably don't care if he's wasting your time or not, because you wasted your time. Y'all just passing time together. But I think by the time you're in your 30s, this is very important, because fertility is a real thing. And if you want kids and you don't have any kids, like your 30s are prime time to pump those babies out. You do not want to be spending 2 years investing in a man who never saw you as his wife, was not doing the things he said he was going to do, and is not on his purpose in life. It is likely that he will view as the come up, a warm body to keep him company while he's grinding to get to where he wants to be. Or his lack of direction will mean that he's not in a mental space to be a good partner to anyone. And if you do in fact get married, it might be one of those just shut up rings. He's doing it because you all have invested a certain amount of time together, and this is what you wanted, and so I'm just gonna give it to you. I think marriage is super important and not a decision to be made just to get it over with. I think it's in your best interest to partner with a man who knows why he's here on earth and is in the mental space to be able to give the best of himself to a romantic relationship. Number 5, you cannot save him from himself, okay? And I speak to you on this one from experience, OMG. Because I was in an abusive relationship. Oh, it was so toxic. And let me tell you, I tried to help that man, to fix that man, right? This was my mid-20s. It's not gonna work. By the time you reach 30, this is something you should definitely know. He has to want to change himself. Yes, you can support a man, but if a man is not in a place where, the bare minimum that he's offering is something that you can see yourself accepting for a lifetime, I just don't see it working, because you'll never be satisfied and he may never be in the place where he wants to change. You cannot change a man. You cannot make him change his mind about you. You cannot make him healed. You cannot fix his problems. Just don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. It will only lead to you being exhausted and resentful about the lack that he's offering and your decision to stay. My number 6 is, if he does not have good boundaries, right, he will never be able to provide and protect for you. So I want you to think, is he a mama's boy? Is he a workaholic? Are there other family members or, that one female friend that he can't say no to, or anyone else who he does not have appropriate boundaries with that he gives and gives and gives to? Means that he's going to have less for you and your family. If he's working all the time, he's not going to be there to support you emotionally or help out around the house or spend time with you. If you have kids, he won't be there for them either. Poor boundaries. Again, you cannot change a man. So it's important to know by the time you reach 30, if you want to be in a serious partnership with someone, that this is something you know about men. Poor boundaries will mean less resources for you and your family. So my last one, number 7, is about money. If he doesn't have any money, or he's not making the money he wants, or you make significantly more than him, I'm talking like at least double, it is unlikely that the relationship dynamic will work. Because, hold on, right? We're talking about in general. I'm not talking about the rare guy who is inspired and supportive of you being an entrepreneur. I'm talking about the average guy who identifies with the idea that money equates to value and views himself as only valuable if he has a certain amount of money. That guy, that's the average guy, right? Unless he's unlearned some things. That guy has things to work through. The men who do not have the money they want are miserable. And misery loves company. This is why people like to talk about that stupid data bus driver thing. All that annoying talk. When people are unequally yoked, it's not going to work. And so even when it comes to money, because I view money as a byproduct of your general outlook on life. If you are growth-minded, you have an abundance mindset, if you are working on healing and being the best version of yourself, money will come. People that don't get money are stuck in a scarcity mindset. And those people are not happy with their lives. And so I think it would be important that even if he's making $50,000, $60,000 a year, that he likes that he's comfortable with it, because he's going to bring that positive energy. Like if he's managing his money well, if he still, has a vision for life about making more money or, doing something different with his money or whatever it is, it has to be that he really enjoys where he's at. Because otherwise, he's just going to be unhappy with you and not treat you well. That's when you see the resentment about, women who make more money. They feel like it's a threat to their manhood. I think there's lots and lots, even in celebrity culture. Didn't Keke Palmer